Welcome everyone to another episode of Green Talks. I'm Andrea from Canary Green Nonprofit on the Canary Islands, and with me today I have Andreas Koch, and he is really the person you go to if you want to build a sustainable business future, especially for the hotelier business. So Andreas, however you want to say it, welcome. Thank you for your time. And tell us a little bit more about you and, of course, your projects.
Well, thanks a lot, Andrea, for inviting me to this, to having the pleasure to talk about my full passion, which is that since 20 years I'm working in sustainable tourism. I'm coming from a world of corporative tourism, so I was responsible for environment sustainability as one of the largest tour operators, TUI. I then founded an NGO with Futurus that actually works with sustainable solution. And as you see here, blueContec was founded around 10 years ago to support hotels and destinations and tour operators worldwide to move into sustainable tourism. So this is my full passion. This is my belief. This is what I'm doing since 20 years. And just 3 days ago, I'm happy that we are here together, because just 3 days ago, our new baby tourism, the combination of tourism and rhythm for a new world after this crisis, was launched. And this is basically a work of the last 20 years combined in one new initiative.
Exactly. You have to tell us more about it, because what is tourism? Maybe let's start there. Explain for us what you mean by tourism.
Well, tourism is a word between rhythm and tourism. So what my belief is, and I felt it since 20 years, that sustainability and tourism definitely belongs together. But this crisis changed a lot of the surrounding around us. And when we restart now, sustainability is not anymore a concept for me. It's really a business case scenario for all the tourism actors worldwide. And of course, for sure, also on the Canary Islands, where we are now, because let's really dive into some of the aspects. If you look at the political agenda, for example, if you look at the EU Green Deal for going for circular economy, going for biological food, going for emission trading, going for really embedding the logic of sustainability in the whole political framework. This is not only happening in the EU, but also worldwide. So this is one of the big issues that is happening. So there's a political framework changing. Then the expectation of a lot of tourists that are now traveling after COVID, because they are more focused on health, more focused on having a better surrounding in the hotels, but also about the future generations, like Generation Z, for example. 1/3 of the whole generation is Generation Z. And with their expectations about an authentic tourism, this is a lot of things that are changing in the environment. So this is one part of the game that is changing. And then I realized in my 20 years back in working in sustainable tourism, I realized 4 more really important aspects that are part of a business case scenario for tourism. The one is, everyone talks about energy efficiency, water efficiency, technical solutions. We have done, meanwhile, around 300 energy audits with hotels around the world, also on Canary Islands, Germany, Mauritius, everywhere around the world. And on average, we have seen that these hotels save 30% of energy costs, energy consumption, without minimizing the quality for the guests. So that's the second big point, where I say you can do a lot of things without really bargaining on your quality for your guests. So that's the second point. The third point for me is really that a lot of people that work in tourism, the employees, are having a very hard time often, because it's a really tough work and if you go for sustainability, it's a lot of employer branding. You can do a lot of things to inspire your guests to become part of your sustainability journey. And we can dive deeper into that. I love that, because This is always at the heart of any project that we are doing. The fourth point for me is the local suppliers. We all understood that what happens in China is influencing us and the other way around. So a more localized value chain is very logic because it's resilient. Everyone talks about resilience, but in tourism, it's even more. You can create authentic experiences with local suppliers. Like, for example, on Crete, we created tastings for Cretan wines, olive oils, and that is a very big, let's say, consumer demand to have authentic experience, and you can co-create that with your local suppliers. And last but not least, the guests, you can really involve them in all your activities, and you get free marketing, social media marketing through all that activities that I talked about before. So these are the 5 reasons why I definitely see for any region, any tour operator, any hotel in the world, that this is not a concept, sustainability. It's really a pure business case.
I love that. I love all the aspects of it. That so many. It's really holistic. It's really a holistic approach. And I wanted to ask you where can a company start to have sustainability as a business model? Because I think a lot of business people within the tourism industry, they are afraid that it only will cost them. Is that true?
Well, as I try to mention on the energy parts, there you definitely see it's not about paying, it's about receiving. And the future about hotel business, by the way, is to produce more energy than you consume. Just to get you an idea, we sometimes have in mind that actually we have to save energy, but the future is that we can produce even more energy than we consume. It's not yet happening, but in the next 10, 20, 30 years, it will happen. But to your point, where do you start? Basically, what I do, I talked about this initiative tourism. So the first offer that tourism does is to offer a course. It's a digital course about 3 months where we dive into that aspects. And I have done that for the first round now with 20 people to really dive into that with tour operators, hotels, destination. And these are 5 modules that we designed out of this 20 years experience. The first module is we just let everyone feel the trends. So we present the 10 most important trends in the world that will definitely influence tourism. But not every trend of that will influence every single tour operator or hotel. So you really have to understand which trend influences me. So if you are for MICE tourism, like really event tourism, not for the young generation, you might not think a lot about the Generation Z. But if you are for younger people, this will definitely influence you. If you are on a coral reef, you definitely will feel more about biodiversity and the coral reef bleaching and so on. So you will feel more about that. But what are the trends? So this is the first module. We present the 10 trends. And then we ask the hotels, the tour operators, destinations, which of them influence you? Because it's not on us to teach them what's happening. It's about everyone to feel, my dear, this is changing. I have to change. If I'm not changing, I'm out of business. So this is what's very important in the first module, to get an understanding, to inspire. Because what I realized the last 20 years, Andrea, is we talk a lot about certifications in tourism. These are very important, third-party certifications, but not as a start. As an end, it's important. As a start, we have to talk about the hearts. We have to understand, we have to feel that this change is affecting me. Certifications are talking about the brains, about doing a third-party certification, which is very important in the end, if you have done all the measures. But in the beginning, it's about feeling that you have to change. So this is the first module. The second is really because I feel that everyone talks about that sustainability costs. So the second module is definitely about saving energy. It's about energy and water efficiency. What we simply do in the second module is we give every hotel the 30 best measures out of our last 300 energy audits, how you immediately the next day can save energy costs. Because I want people to feel that this is possible. So they get a checklist, like if you do that, it's happening. Just maybe 2 examples. or three examples of that, what we mean with that. One is, you talked about the showers. The newest technology of showers mix in air, so you're not using 12, 15, 20 liters per minute, but only 6 liters per minute. And no one realizes because the air is mixed into the water. So there is no difference in the quality, but this is a payback time if we change all the showers in 3 months. So one example. The other is, strange example now, how often does your housekeeping team clean the toilet or flush the toilet when you're cleaning the room? We realize it's going up to 15 to 20 times because they don't realize it. And it's okay if you only do it 3 times. That's a single measure that often happens. Just some small little examples about behavior change. Or LED technology. All the people talk about the bulbs, but not about the fluorescent bulbs, for example, in the kitchen or in the offices, that they run much longer than normal bulbs. And that's payback time very fast. I can continue like that, but we gathered 30 measures to identify first savings. So that's the second module where we teach this 30 measures, and immediately you can start tomorrow. You can feel it. The third module then goes into the employees. How can you inspire all your employees? So we made a concept of the trainer training, where when we train a hotel, we give everything that we know, how we design the training, to the people in the course, so they can the next day do the course. So with all the presentation, we have a card game inside where we gather the best examples. So we give them a card game that they can play cards with the employees. It's a very easy to access training modules, how they can start the next day training involving their employees. It's not easy right now because often employees are away in the crisis, but now they come back. So that's why we launched tourism just now on the World Environment Day on last Friday. This is the third module. The fourth module, if you have involved your employees, you've saved money, you know why you're doing things, is how you involve your suppliers. So there's a tool inside how you rate your suppliers, how you can prioritize the suppliers that are most important, because it's not really important to focus on all your suppliers, it's important to focus on the most important 20%. So how do you rate them? How do you inspire them to create authentic experiences with you? So there is a booklet inside about the best, I think it's 33 measures we collected from the world, how hotels and destinations designed authentic experiences with suppliers. So you can get inspired again what you can do. And the last module then is about, if you have understood why you're doing things, you save money for energy efficiency, you involve your employees, you involve your suppliers. The last one is, and that's because you don't want to do greenwashing, you have to do the first steps before, then you involve your clients, then you go into social media, then you go into communication. The last module is about how you best enrich your customer touch points in a hotel, for example, before the booking, at the reception in the room, or in a destination when people book it, or as a tour operator, how you enrich your customer touch points with that sustainability measures. So you involve your guests, you do a social marketing, you do you go out with your measures and do a branding of what you're doing. So these are the 5 modules that we designed to easily jump into that in 3 months, always 2 weeks in between, so you have time to digest. You get a checklist always before that, so you understand where your status is. And after 3 months, you have a feeling, okay, this is the road I want to travel. So that's the course that we designed, and it's running now for the first time. And I was deeply touched by the feedback we got. We just collected all the feedback on the tourism page. You can look at it. It's fantastic how the people reacted to that course, how they understood that they can start just tomorrow by simple measures.
Oh my God, this is so powerful. I think what you are doing is like the missing link to what we know has to be done, but how to do it. And you're basically giving the solution in a 3-month course that is, made for you, and can just make changes instantly. Like you were saying, like 30 things that you can start today to actually save money in your business right away. and then just deepening. I love that. I love all aspects of it. That's exactly what we stand for as well, that you really, that you educate, but also that you connect. You connect with the people, you connect with the destination, with the people working and producing on the destination. It's incredible. It's incredible. And is it applicable to all destinations around the world?
It's applicable to all destinations. Not all of the 30 measures, for example, for energy efficiency, actually count for everyone. For example, if you talk about heating in a very hot destination like Mauritius, where you need air conditioning, you better look at the air conditioning instead of the heating, okay? So there are some things where you actually dive into certain aspects of that, but the basic logic is applicable everywhere else, because the basic logic, Andrea, is it's not coming from the aspects of sustainability, because a lot of the initiatives coming from, we have to do waste management, we have to do energy efficiency, we have to do hazardous substances. But in tourism, if you talk about that, I would say brain languages, like you have to focus on that and talk about have to, that's not the tourism language. The tourism language is, we invite you to come to our destination and we want to show you the best possible aspects of authentic experience in our destinations. So tourism talks a lot about the human capital, about how you involve your employees, your staff, your suppliers, your guests. It comes from a human point of view and then dives into the sustainability aspects. Okay, so that's why it's applicable all over the world, because what I realized in my project, for example, right now, I have a huge project on Mauritius to restart Mauritius based on the sustainability principles. I have a project, by the way, also on Lanzarote, where we connect the wine tourism with the hotel industry. And I realized in all this project that the human capital is always the same logic. We all want to be part of something good. We just sometimes, may I say, give our souls away when we enter into our workplace. But if we get our souls back at the workplace, I realized, for example, in our Crete project, if you give hotel employees the chance to design with a local farmer and a local producer of authentic, healthier food, the chance to present such a course, such a tasting in the hotel, it's hell a lot of fun. It's hell a lot of passion. It's hell a lot of inspiration for their job. And at the same time, it enriches their authentic experience, their guest expectations. And that's the beauty of that course, the beauty of that times we are living in. We can take our feelings, our souls into the business that we are actually operating in. And if you allow people that, I could give you another example of Mauritius if you want. I love that example so much. Like on Mauritius, I was working with a huge company of 400 incoming agency of 400 employees, and we designed new excursions based on the challenges that we have on Mauritius. Like we have the challenges, rich, poor gap. So how to involve the local employees, the local people in the communities. Biodiversity challenges is one aspect. Water is a challenge. Plastic is a challenge. So we designed excursions that address the challenges of Mauritius, at the same time involve the employees to design something that solve the challenges and inspire them to offer that course. And it's being launched soon. So this is what I realized in all our project, that the common sense is really the human capital. We want to be part of the good. We don't want to do something against this world. We want to be part of the solutions. And tourism has the best possibility to design that solutions and at the same time be part of a successful development of a region, of a hotel. So that's the beauty of tourism.
Yeah. Again, it's just so powerful. I absolutely agree with you on every point, and love that how you're describing it so beautifully. Because I also think, I mean, 1/3 of our lives we go to a job, and if we just feel replaceable, we won't give our everything. We won't be there 110% for our employer or for our colleagues or for our guests. So exactly what you're saying, it makes such a strong company. You want to go to work because you're not just getting a paycheck at the end of the month. You're contributing, and you're sharing your home, your destination. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And the ripple effects, right? Like you were saying in the beginning, this is it's a new way of doing, of creating the future.
And look, in the back here, I choose this picture of the world in a nutshell. Like this is tourism. Like when you look at the Canary Island,
It's
like
true.
Gran Canaria is a world in a nutshell. Everything, every beauty of that world you have on Canary Islands or Gran Canaria, and every challenge of the world you have there. Not every, but a lot of challenges. So if you solve in tourism the challenge that we have, you are the world in a nutshell. So you are a blueprint of the world, how you can address that and invite people, employees, suppliers, guests to look at it in the same way, but not as a burden, but as a yeah, as an inspiring part. You can easily relax and take a nice excursion and really get that. But the world in a nutshell is for me tourism. So what you are saying is really the same logic. What you do, I really love your mission, what you're doing there, because it's really making people aware that this is actually possible.
Exactly. Yes, and that's exactly why I wanted you here, because again, it's like this bridge between, we have to connect the tourists with the hotels and or the destination, right? With the tourists, and just create this future that we want, right? So yes, Andreas, where can we find you? Where can we connect with you? Get our hands on your course. I mean, I will link everything below, of course. But yes, tell us before we have to part our ways for today.
Yes. Well, I mean, everything is like really, we have done our best to compile all the information on tourism.com. So we will link up that tourism.com into it. There you see the video why this is the best time to start. There you see the offers that we make. We divide it into 3 offers that you see there for the hotels, the courses there, the description of the courses there. We will start the course soon. I think might be August, September when we start the course, because we realize that some are really just starting up again with getting new employees and really starting this again. So we don't want to disturb that. But after that, we would like really to invite people to understand, well, if you want to change, be part of that. And the beauty is, it's a course where we not only teach things, but we also exchange with hotels and destinations from around the world. So we change good examples. We don't want to be the ones who know the best example. We just give the platform and teach our know-how. So you will find everything on tourism.com there. There is really the description of the course, how we work with destinations, how we work with hotels, and I've done numerous of talks in the last 6 months. I uploaded all my talks about what I'm talking now about sustainability as a business case scenario. How do you involve your employees? I have a lot of speeches that I really did the last 6 months. It's all uploaded there, so everyone is very free to contact us on that. I'm very happy. It's just 3 days out. We didn't do a lot of advertisement right now on that, but it's coming one by one. And we have designed 3 interactive elements every month. One is a club for those who participate in the course. So every month there will be a club for all those that participate in the last courses to really come together, because sometimes you have questions again coming up. So you have a club there where you meet all the people that have done the course. And secondly, every month I introduce tourism, because I want to share what I shared with you now, my know-how, my understanding, and all the good examples I can see. So I will have one event every month talking about that. And the last event is also monthly. I always invite one leader to talk with them about their story. They're walking the path of tourism or sustainability, to learn that this is not just a concept. It's really something that gives back a lot to yourself, to your employees, and to your business case. So these are the 3 offers. You find them all in the course on the tourism website. And there is a small little calendar of all our events. You can easily sign up for free for all those events, and you're very much invited. And I fall in love with the Canary Island, blueContec, because the company, for example, was founded on the Canary Islands. I have projects on the Canary Islands. So I think you will be one of the leaders in creating sustainable tourism solutions.
Especially with the help of people like you. And yeah, wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much, Andreas. And yeah, I love what you've done, what you're doing, what you're working on, that you give continuous support. You really make it approachable. You know, this starting the change, you make it really easy and approachable, and yeah, just doable. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So thank you for today. And yeah, let's just stay in touch, of course.
Thanks so much, Andrea, for letting me know. But last word I have to say, I'm making it approachable, yes, but I'm just awakening something, hopefully that is already there, because we all want to do something good. So I try to awake that part in everyone, and I'm happy that a lot of get inspired by that. So thanks so much for inviting me. Really great job that you are doing. I love your platform, and good luck on that. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you.